Passengers say flight attendants enlisted help from other travelers to court a man in a back row. When the plane finally landed back at JFK at 3 a.m, authorities took the man into custody.
CBS New York's Natalie Dudridge.
International students at several Maryland colleges, including the University of Maryland College Park, UMBC, and Johns Hopkins universities, have had their visas revoked by the Trump administration. The move affects other college students around the country whose visas have been abruptly canceled as well. Hopkins says about a dozen graduate students and recent graduates of its programs have had their visas terminated by the government. UMBC says 4 students are affected. It's not clear how many are affected in College Park. The State Department isn't commenting on individual cases, but does say students who break the law may face visa refusal, revocation, and deportation.
Now, coming up after traffic and weather.
Are tariff concerns hitting Maryland's loyal casino gamblers? I'm Jeff Clable.
It's 9:36.
Introducing Agent Force, the AI-powered digital labor platform for government. With Agent Force, agencies can streamline operations, make faster data-driven decisions, and use proactive AI agents to multiply impact, all in a secure cloud environment. Empower your teams with the tools they need to build connections and serve America more efficiently. Agent Force, transforming federal service for a smarter, safer future. Learn more at salesforce.com/government. That's salesforce.com/government.
Get your Easter essentials this week at Giant. All week long, spiral sliced half hams are just 89 cents per pound. Select ham butt or shank portions are just 79 cents per pound. And round out the meal with some vegetables. Giant green beans and Brussels sprouts are just $2.49 each. The savings don't stop there. From meat and produce to seafood, dairy, and so much more. We've dropped prices on your favorite items throughout the store. Get fresh low prices online and in store at Giant. Giant, this is home.
Hi, I'm Brad Chandler, co-founder of Express Homebuyers. If selling your house has been on your mind, maybe it's outdated and needs lots of repairs, inherited, or just too much to manage, we can help. We'll give you a fast, no-pressure cash offer and buy your home exactly as it is. No agents, no fees, no repairs. You don't even have to clean. We've helped over 4,500 homeowners in the DMV sell quickly with zero stress, and we can do the same for you. We're local, trusted, and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. You choose the timeline. We can close in as little as 7 days or whenever works for you. So if you want convenience, speed, and a company that actually cares, go to expresshomebuyers.com. That's expresshomebuyers.com, where we buy your house in 7 days or less.
Express Home Buyers, we buy your house in 7 days.
9:38. Traffic and weather on the 8s later on now with Rita Kessler in the traffic center.
Let's start out with the delays on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. Southbound slows before 197 to a point just past 197, and then a delay before Powder Mill Road headed into Greenbelt. The northbound delay is before the Beltway headed into Greenbelt. Near NASA Goddard is where the right lane is blocked with the work, and that'll be there through the beginning of the afternoon. Westbound 410 East-West Highway near 201 Kenilworth Avenue. After 201 Kenilworth Avenue, the right lane is blocked with a broken-down vehicle, while the outer loop of the Beltway delays before the Baltimore-Washington Parkway headed toward 201 Kenilworth Avenue. The left lane is blocked with the work. Then a delay from New Hampshire toward University, and again approaching Georgia Avenue. Then on the inner loop in Virginia near the Dulles Toll Road, the right lane is blocked with a broken-down vehicle. Outer loop delays after Old Georgetown Road and off the southbound 270 spur to the point where they merge around toward River Road with the lanes available to you. But keep an eye out for any work that may be setting up along that stretch, usually along the right side. 95 in Virginia looks good. Eastbound 66, though, a little heavy passing the Fairfax County Parkway. Northbound 395, the delay is from the Pentagon, headed across the 14th Street Bridge and the Case Bridge to get into the district. Also starting to see a delay on the outer loop of the Beltway approaching Telegraph Road. Not sure if that's an incident or whether that's a work crew setting up, taking a lane. Southbound 95 near Dale City, there's now work setting up in the left lane. While northbound 29 and 15 in New Baltimore after Vint Hill Road, the right lane is blocked with the work. 234 Business Sudley Road at Godwin Drive. Follow crew direction at that work zone. They're going to be working on the traffic lights in the intersection. In the district in Northwest Military Road near Missouri Avenue had been a report of a crash. Lido Pizza has a square deal for you, a 14-inch cheese Lido pizza with an Italian salad for only $17.99. Order online at lidopizza.com. I'm Rita Kessler, WTOP Traffic.
Now the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Weather Desk for your homes, windows, siding, doors, and bath. Trust PJ.com. Let's go to 7 News First Alert meteorologist Steve Rudin.
Mostly sunny skies for the remainder of the morning and into the afternoon. Daytime high temperatures anywhere from 53 to 58 degrees, a little bit below normal for this time of year. Clouds begin to increase later this evening and into the overnight. We're in the 40s by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's going to be a breezy day under mostly cloudy skies. We'll see scattered showers. Temperatures 55 to 60. Heaviest of the rain arrives on Friday into Friday night with temperatures in the 50s, lingering showers early Saturday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
40 degrees now in Rockville, 41 in Ashburn, 42 in Fort Washington.
Money news at 10 and 40 past the hour, and right now stocks are all up right now on Wall Street. The Dow up over 108 points, then the S&P up 34.5, the NASDAQ up 1.5%. Here's Jeff Claybaugh.
Homeowners and potential buyers both jumped on what turned out to be a very short-lived drop in mortgage rates last week. The Mortgage Bankers Association's applications to refinance last week jumped 35%. Applications to buy rose 9%. 30-year rates tumbled last week, but they've already jumped a quarter point this week, approaching 7% again. A family vacation to Disney World is not cheap. There are some big summer discounts. Disney's bracing for competition with the opening of a new Universal Orlando park. It's responding with promotions like half-price kids tickets and free water park admission. Consumers are cutting back on spending. Maybe the slot machines are one place to start. Maryland casino gaming revenue last month was down 3.5% from a year ago. MGM National Harbor, the largest Maryland casino, saw the biggest drop in gambling, down more than 6%. Jeff Claybaugh, WTOP News.
For weeks, leaders across Northern Virginia have been sounding the alarm about the consequences of federal workers losing their jobs. WTOP Scott Gelman reports there's now concern about a possible ripple effect with fired federal workers leaving the region instead of seeking other jobs here.
When the principal breadwinner of a home loses their job, it's a whole lot harder to prevent them from leaving.
For many families, Fairfax County Board of Supervisors Chairman Jeff McKay says that person is working for a federal agency.
And when they leave, they take somebody likely with them who also is a secondary wage earner, but an essential part of our community.
He's putting teachers, bus drivers, and first responders in that category. Fairfax County Sheriff told McKay that there's an opening for a public health nurse at the Adult Detention Center for that reason.
She said, you know why I lost that job? Because the husband of that person lost their job at USAID, and they just decided to pack it in, retire, and move to North Carolina earlier.
Fairfax County says it would stand to lose almost $220 million in tax revenue if 20% of federal workers and contractors lost their jobs. Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
Just ahead, we're going to look into donations earmarked for families affected by the Key Bridge collapse who really aren't actually getting them. It's 9:43.
How can I reduce my skyrocketing power bill? More homeowners are asking, according to Wyatt Everhart, meteorologist at Solar Energy World.
When it comes to the energy rate hikes we've been seeing, the question is quickly becoming not can I afford to go solar, but rather can I really afford to stay with the utility? And you can make the shift to affordable electricity today for zero upfront cost. Then start saving 50% or more on those energy bills as soon as you're powered up with solar.
Book a free analysis for your home at solarenergyworld.com/WTOP.
When it comes to advanced technology, Booz Allen isn't your typical tech company. We tackle the toughest challenges on the battlefield, in space, at the edge, and for U.S. citizens. We're leaders in AI, cybersecurity, and quantum computing. Known for pioneering innovation and driving change, we partner and build with startups and large commercial tech to challenge the status quo and define what's next. See how Booz Allen is accelerating outcomes for the nation. Visit boozallen.com/outcomes.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the One can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This just in from Bethesda.
This just in from Fairfax County.
Get This Just In delivered to your inbox or your phone. Go to WTOP.com, search newsletter, and sign up for the alerts you want. Breaking local news, traffic, weather. From Washington's top news, WTOP.
9:45, I'm John Aaron.
I'm John Doman. Thanks for being with us. Purcellville, Virginia could soon be without its own law enforcement. Last night, the town's council voted to eliminate the police department as part of an effort to cut costs, saving an estimated $3 million a year. Councilmember Susan Khalil saying this goes into effect July 1st.
The services that we're getting right now, specifically, we don't have coverage between 1 and 6 a.m. The turnover, we don't have a full force ever. So the services are no longer commensurate with the tax dollars it takes to fund this department.
The town council also surprisingly voted to appoint interim town manager Quasi Frazier to the permanent position without interviewing any of the other 80 applicants for the job. That led to Councilmember Kevin Wright to leave the meeting.
If you already got your motion made, you've already discussed this, stop wasting our time, stop trying to fool anybody, because you're not fooling anybody. If you've already got your decision made and you're going to do what you're going to do, don't play us for fools, because we're not.
Angry residents then confronted the council after the meeting was adjourned, calling it an abuse of power.
A fundraising effort established after Baltimore's Key Bridge collapse has raised more than $16 million. The Maryland Tough Baltimore Strong Fund indicated it would benefit the victims' families. But a report in the Baltimore Banner says the Baltimore Community Foundation is acknowledging that none of the money raised has been awarded to the survivors or victims' families, and had instead directed funds to port workers, a human services center in Dundalk, and a forthcoming museum exhibit about the catastrophe, among other things. A foundation spokesperson said it decided to change its areas of focus after learning the mayor's office had launched a separate fund that was solely for the benefit of the two survivors and the families of the deceased. 6 road construction workers died in the bridge collapse after the structure was hit by a container ship. However, months after launching, the foundation continued to mention support for the victims prominently on its website and in other communications.
Now to the top stories that we're working on at WTOP.
Spotsylvania County authorities say they've made multiple arrests in a deadly shooting late yesterday in a townhouse community that killed 3 people.
China and the EU responding to new U.S. tariffs that started overnight. At the moment, stock markets on Wall Street are mixed. The NASDAQ up a little bit, the S&P and the Dow both down this morning.
Keep it here for full details on these stories in the minutes ahead.
It's 9:48. Traffic and weather on the 8th. Let's go back to Rita Kessler in the WTOP Traffic Center.
Well, we continue to try and clear out from the rush hour and then wait for the work zones to set up. Some already set up, like the one on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway northbound near NASA Goddard in the right lane, but that delay begins inside the Beltway from 410, headed all the way outside the Beltway into Greenbelt. Southbound slows after 197, headed to the same point. We hadn't heard of any work in the southbound direction. Maybe just everybody looking at the delay in the northbound side. Outer loop of the Beltway near 201 Kenilworth Avenue. The left lane is blocked with the work. The inner loop near the Dulles Toll Road, the right lane had been blocked with a broken down vehicle, and we're seeing delays on the southbound 270 spur near Democracy to merge onto the outer loop of the Beltway, headed around toward River Road. Westbound 50 on the Bay Bridge. The left lane is blocked with the work. Callers reporting the ramp from westbound 198 to northbound 29. Some large rocks in the roadway. Could be pretty dangerous if you hit those and kick those up. It could damage someone's windshield, so you want to watch out for that. Eastbound on the Intercounty Connector between Georgia Avenue and Lay Hill Road is a report of a wreck. And westbound 410 after 201 Kenilworth Avenue, a broken down vehicle in the right lane. In the district in Northwest, Military Road near Missouri Avenue was a report of a crash. Southbound DC 295 is still slow. Eastern Avenue to East Capitol Street. In Virginia, southbound 95 near the Dell City exit, work setting up in the left lane. Northbound 29 and 15 after Vint Hill Road. The right lane is blocked with the work. Lido Pizza has a square deal for you, a 14-inch cheese Lido Pizza with an Italian salad for only $17.99. Order online at lidopizza.com. I'm Rita Kessler, WTOP Traffic.
7 News First Alert meteorologist Steve Rudin. At least it's not in the 20s anymore out there this morning.
No, and good news, the freeze alerts that we had earlier today, those have now canceled out. They expired at 9 o'clock this morning, and temperatures are warming up nicely, firmly above freezing in all locations. We'll see temperatures later this afternoon make it to around 53 to 58 degrees. It will be noticeably less windy compared to yesterday. Clouds begin to increase later on tonight, but we do stay dry. We're in the 40s early tomorrow morning, mid-50s to around 60 for your Thursday with a chance for scattered showers, especially later in the day and into the evening, with areas of moderate to heavy rain on Friday. Highs then will be in the 50s. Could be looking at 1 to 2 inches by the time everything wraps up midday Saturday. Clouds will win out during the day on Saturday. We're in the 50s and then back into the 60s on Sunday. So we will start to warm things up toward the end of the upcoming weekend. It's 39 in Chantilly, 40 degrees Capitol Hill, and 39 at Wheaton.
Thank you, Steve. And up next on WTOP, is work stressing you out?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
That's good. Yeah. You know what? If it is, well, talking about it may help. We have more news in 60 seconds.
Thompson Creek Window Company designs, builds, and installs replacement windows without the middleman markup. You get high-quality windows at an affordable price direct from our local factory. Call now for our biggest sale of the year. Take advantage of our best prices and lowest monthly payments on all windows and doors for a limited time. Call 855-57-CREEK now.
For 50 years, Microsoft has been a partner to the federal government and a pioneer in technology, from the first personal computer to the power of the cloud. And now, the power of AI with Copilot. Together, we've built a world where innovation knows no bounds and dreams become reality. Here's to the next 50 years of inspiration, innovation, and impact. Microsoft, empowering every person and every organization to achieve more. Learn more at aka.ms/copilotGCC.
Washington's top news, WTOP.
Facts matter. 9:52. The workplace can be the source of stress, but a new study shows most of us are reluctant to talk about how we're feeling. WTOP's Neil Augenstein says there are some things bosses and employees can do to facilitate that kind of conversation.
77% of our respondents said that they're experiencing some kind of stress or mental health issue at work.
And Raul Andrews Jr. with the American Psychiatric Association Foundation says their study found only a quarter of employees have ever talked to their managers about mental health.
Because of the biases and the shame and the fear, workplaces haven't been created with those psychological safe spaces.
The group has a new e-learning platform called Notice, Talk, Act at Work. It's got ways for employees and managers to notice signs of distress in ourselves and others.
How are we able to have courageous conversations about mental health issues versus having difficult conversations?
And to provide support.
That's going to help me. That's going to make you a better teammate, but it's overall going to make our organization a stronger organization.
Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
I'm Michelle Sandiford, and here are your top headlines from Federal News Network. The acting head of the IRS is stepping down in the aftermath of a new data sharing agreement between the agency and Customs and Border Protection. According to multiple sources, Melanie Krause resigned because of the new development on Tuesday. The agreement will allow ICE to submit names and addresses of immigrants inside the U.S. illegally to the IRS for cross-verification against tax records. Members of Congress are looking to further secure collective bargaining for federal employees. A group of lawmakers has reintroduced the Public Service Freedom to Negotiate Act in both the House and Senate. The bill would guarantee public sector workers the ability to join a union and collectively bargain. For more on these stories, visit federalnewsnetwork.com.
In the Dominican Republic, at least 98 people are dead after a partial building collapse at a nightclub in the country's capital.
Video circulating online showing what appears to be the moments before the roof came crashing down around 12:30 a.m. This man pointing at the roof, saying something fell. Within seconds, bodies on top of the rubble First responders scaling slabs of concrete across the club floor. Authorities using heavy machinery to dig through the debris.
That's ABC's Victor Oquendo.
Sports at 25 and 55. Powered by Maximus. Moving people and technology forward.
All right, Dave Preston, the Nationals bats. Still warm out there, even if the air temperature's not.
Yeah, they jumped out early against the Los Angeles Dodgers in their 8-2 victory, plating a pair in the first, 3 more in the second. James Wood goes 3 for 4 with 2 homers and 5 RBI for manager Davey Martinez.
For me, as long as he's on time, he'll hit the ball hard, and he's really starting to get his foot down. He's getting comfortable in the box. He's seeing pitches, he's getting good pitches to hit, and he's hitting them hard.
Wood currently leads the team with 4 homers and 10 RBI in the early season. Series finale this afternoon at 4:05. Orioles come up short in Arizona 4-3, while pitcher Zach Eflin goes on the injured list with low-grade lat strain after Eflin left Monday's game with discomfort. NBA Wizards lose at Indiana 104-98. Pacers hit 59% of their shots in the fourth quarter, but Coach Brian Keefe liked what he saw from his team.
The toughness. I mean, we were made a couple mistakes here and there, but they played with toughness. We were executing pretty well. Just they made a couple more plays less down the stretch.
Wiz have 3 games left in the regular season. NHL Capitals clinched the Metropolitan Division due to Carolina's regulation loss last night. Caps host the Hurricanes tomorrow. Tee times announced for golf's Masters first round. Last year's winner Scottie Scheffler plays at 10:15 right after a group that includes 3-time champ Phil Mickelson, of course, just after 12 noon.
Did you say Sergio? Darkish, lightish hair? Heavy-set, thin guy? You know Sergio. Yeah.
Never gets new. Sergio
Everyone
Garcia playing tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. Dave Preston, WTOP Sports.
All right, thank you, Dave. Still ahead, China and the EU announced new tariffs on U.S. imports. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds.
The Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority Police Department is hosting an exclusive recruitment event for entry-level and lateral police officers on Saturday, April 12th. Starting at 8 a.m. at the Criminal Justice Police Academy in Ashburn, Virginia. This event is an opportunity to fast-track your career by completing multiple phases of the hiring process in just one day. Hired police officers can receive a $10,000 signing bonus. Visit MWAA Events for full event details. That's MWAA Events.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
This is WTOP News. WTOP FM Washington. WWWTFM Manassas. WTLP FM Braddock Heights, Frederick.
Traffic and weather on the 8s. Take it away, Rita Kessler.
Now, it's kind of messy on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway this late. Now, we know of the work zone on the northbound side of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway near NASA Goddard, taking the right lane. That should be there till sometime in the 2 o'clock hour today. Delays from 410 headed past the scene. But southbound has a solid backup from 197 headed into Greenbelt. Not sure if that's a bit of a rubbernecking delay. We hadn't heard of a southbound work crew, but there could be one there. Then southbound inside the Beltway before 410, the left lane is now blocked with a crash that just happened, waiting for response to show up to the scene. Southbound DC 295 delays from Eastern Avenue passing East Capitol Street. Northbound I-295 a little heavy into Blue Plains, but then it looks good all the way to the 11th Street Bridge. From the other direction, northbound 395 heavy after the Pentagon across the 14th Street Bridge and the Case Bridge. Westbound 695 slows at the 3rd Street Tunnel onto southbound 395 headed toward the Case Bridge as well. Back in Maryland, eastbound on the Intercounty Connector between Georgia and Layhill was a report of a wreck. On the Beltway, the inner loop between the toll road and Georgetown Pike, they've set up the work in the right lane. The broken down vehicle is gone. The WTOP Traffic Center is presented by Window Nation. Today, buy 4 windows, get 4 free. Visit windownation.com. I'm Rita Kessler, WTOP Traffic.
Your 7 News First Alert meteorologist, Steve Rudin.
As we head through the remainder of the morning and into the afternoon, lots of sunshine, 53 to 58 degrees. Clouds will begin to increase later this evening and into the overnight, but we do stay dry. Temperatures early tomorrow morning will be in the 40s. We'll rebound to the mid-50s to around 60 tomorrow under mostly cloudy skies. There's a chance for on and off showers throughout the day. Heavier rain arrives Friday and will continue into Friday evening with temperatures in the 50s. Could be looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain before all is said and done. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Seeing some gradual warm up here this morning, up to 42 now in Upper Marlboro. It's still 41 in Woodbridge, 40 here at WTOP.
You're listening to WTOP, Washington's news, traffic, and weather station.
WTOP News. Facts matter.
Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm John Doman. Coming up,
4 teenagers are charged in a deadly mass shooting in Spotsylvania County. I'm Alan Etter.
And new this morning, the European Union joins China in slapping retaliatory tariffs on the U.S.
A warning for Metro about expanding automated train service this year. I'm Luke Lukert.
It's 10 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. U.S. stocks about 1% up or less hours after President Trump's new trade tariffs went into effect. Both China and the EU retaliated, and J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon weighed in on Fox Business.
Do you personally expect a recession?
I am going to defer to my economists at this point, but I think probably that's a likely outcome.
China, which was hit with 104% American tariffs, is retaliating with 84% levies on U.S. goods. The U.S. has approved new tariffs, too. Food industry spokesman Andrew Harrig says customers could expect to see increases in food prices first.
Fresh products, because you can't build up inventories and there's a limited lifespan, you will feel that quickly, maybe as soon as a week or 10 days.
President Trump's just posted to Truth Social, be cool. This is a great time to buy. Still no definitive word on a cause after at least 113 people were killed when a roof collapsed at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic. Correspondent Christian Benavides is in Santo Domingo.
Rescuers have spent hours searching through the rubble of the one-story building, desperately trying to get to any survivors. Among those who died was beloved Dominican merengue singer Ruby Paris, who was performing on stage when the roof collapsed.
Former Major League Baseball's Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco were also killed. Police in Virginia say all suspects are in custody after 3 people were shot to death in a shooting at a townhouse complex just outside Fredericksburg. They say there is no threat to public safety. Pushback after a student conflicted over doing the right thing was suspended for the choice he made. CBS's Jim Crisula.
A judge in Virginia Beach, Virginia, said it was, quote, appalling that a school suspended a 6th grade student for waiting to report that another student had brought a bullet to class. The judge ruled in favor of the child's mother after she sued St. John the Apostle Catholic School for breaching its contract with her when administrators suspended her son for a day and a half last September.
Among this year's additions to the Library of Congress National Recording Registry. Debut albums from Chicago and Tracy Chapman. A Roy Rogers and Dale Evans song is on the list, too. And the oldest entry among them, the Hawaiian Quintet's recording from 1913. Dow is up 191. This is CBS News.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com.
It's 10:03 on WTOP. Welcome into Wednesday, the 9th of April. Sunny and 40 now as we head into the 50s. Good morning, I'm Mark Lewis with the top local stories we're following this hour. And we're following breaking developments out of Spotsylvania County. 4 teenagers are now under arrest, charged in yesterday's deadly mass shooting. 3 people were killed. WTOP's Alan Etter has the latest.
2 16-year-olds, a 17-year-old, and an 18-year-old man identified as Jeremiah Upson are charged today with malicious wounding and the commission of a felony. Murder charges are coming. One of those suspects was also shot and is in the hospital right now. They're all charged in yesterday's terrifying mass shooting on Old Greenwich Circle in Spotsylvania. Witnesses described the moments leading up to the melee as terrifying, and at least 3 people were seen walking down the street with what appeared to be long guns before shots were heard. 3 young men were killed, 3 others were injured. The dead are being identified today as Chase Feaster and Alonzo Goffney, both just 18 years old, both from Spotsylvania County. A 20-year-old man is not being identified yet because his family hasn't been notified. We're learning that 2 of the young suspects are residents of Spotsylvania County. The other 2 are residents of Caroline County. Police are just now trying to understand just what led up to this. Alan Etter, WTOP News.
Automated trains have been running on Metro's Red Line for the past few months now. As WTOP's Luke Lukert reports, Metro Rail's Safety Oversight Board does not think the automated operation should expand to other lines because trains keep running beyond platforms.
As soon as ATO was activated on the Red Line, there was a large number of station overruns.
That means a train doesn't stop within the platform area at a station and can't let passengers on or off. Paul Smith with the Washington Metro Rail Safety Commission speaking at a board meeting this week.
There are safety consequences of station overruns. Most consequentially would be roadway workers being struck by the train or equipment on the roadway being struck.
So far, automated Red Line trains had run past platforms over 220 times since they started in mid-December. They overran 144 times in all of 2023 across the entire system. The WMSC recommends that Metro should not add any more automated lines until these overrun issues are resolved. Metro plans to roll out automated trains across the system over the summer. Luke Luger, WTOP News.
In a statement to our partners at 7 News, Metro says platform overruns are considered a reliability issue rather than a safety issue. It says trains have never run a red signal since automated service restarted. We're hearing more about a federal investigation into a safety issue at Reagan National Airport. Last month, a formation of military jets came within seconds of colliding with a Delta Airlines flight near Reagan National. It happened in the same crowded airspace where a deadly mid-air collision occurred in January. CNN reports the investigation into the latest incident is now focusing on an air traffic control communications breakdown. The March close call also renews concerns about the crowded air corridor and the stress that's on air traffic controllers. Northern Virginia leaders have been speaking out about the possible consequences of federal workers losing their jobs. WTOP Scott Gelman tells us they're concerned about what could happen if those workers relocate and take their families with them.
This is a ripple effect that is immeasurable.
That's how Fairfax County Board of Supervisors Chairman Jeff McKay is describing his reaction to the public health nurse at the adult detention center leaving. Her husband lost his government job, so they retired and moved to North Carolina.
Not only is there not an easy job for them to move into, many of these people are highly sophisticated, highly educated, highly specialized, and highly paid.
McKay says that makes them the likely breadwinner, and when they leave, their spouse's job has to be filled too.
Whether that's a teacher, a bus driver, a janitor, a public health nurse.
The impact of all those possible changes is still unclear, but the county says it stands to lose over $100 million in tax revenue if 10% of federal workers and contractors lose their jobs. Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
Much more to come on WTOP. Stay with us. Up ahead in Money News.
Another car maker says no shipments to the U.S. I'm Jeff Clayball.
And we'll check traffic and weather in 30 seconds.
In the face of evolving threats, Ceiling Tech empowers DoD cyber protection teams to stay ahead. Our cyber hunt kits are modular and tailored to your mission needs to detect and defend in real time. They're packed with super-powered capabilities to help protect against predatory cyber attacks. Level up your defenses with the leader in cyber hunt kits at sealingtech.com/mission success. That's SEALING tech.com/mission success.
It's 10:08.
Get a precision AC tune-up for only $59.
Michael and Son.
Now, traffic and weather on the 8s. Let's go to Rob Stallworth in the WTOP Traffic Center.
Thanks, Mark. Welcome into the midday, folks. Still some late delays out there, especially in Virginia on the inner loop as you leave 66 headed toward the Dulles Toll Road. We had the work zone set up and blocking the right lane. The earlier broken down is now clear. Your travel lanes in the right lane have been reopened from the broken down, but the work again in the right lane on the inner loop as you leave the toll road headed toward the Georgetown Pike. Traveling on 66 pretty decent right right now. No real big problems between Gainesville and Roslyn. There's some brief slowdowns. Eastbound inside the Beltway, leaving Falls Church, headed toward Roslyn and Glebe Road. Northbound I-95, pretty smooth. As you make your way out of course, Dale City, headed toward the Springfield interchange. Brief delays northbound on 395, leaving Etzel Road, headed toward Duke Street. Once you get beyond that, you are clear toward the 14th Street Bridge. Just some slowdowns going across the Potomac River. Traveling on the Spout Run Parkway in Arlington eastbound after Lorcum Lane. The single lane gets you by the down tree. You're staying to the left in order to get through there. Otherwise, headed toward the GW Parkway. In New Baltimore, northbound 29 and 15 after Vint Hill Road. The right lane is blocked for the work zone. 234 Business Sully Road at Godwin Drive. Follow crew direction for the work zone. They're working on those traffic lights, so keep that in mind. If you're traveling on Great Falls Street in McLean at Chain Bridge Road, we understand lanes are blocked for the water main break and activity there. No problems really on the Beltway in Montgomery County. Just some slowdowns on the outer loop as you leave 270 in the spur headed south toward the American Legion Bridge. Outer loop in Prince George's County after 201 Kenilworth Avenue, still with the left lane blocked for the work zone. Keep in mind, northbound I-95 leaving the Capitol Beltway toward the Baltimore Beltway. Crash was after I-195 and before 695, the Baltimore Beltway blocking the two right lanes, so watch out for that. Northbound BW Parkway leaving, of course, Greenbelt Road headed toward Nassau Goddard. That's where the work is in the right lane, so watch out if you're traveling there. In the district, southbound DC 295, heavy on the brakes approaching Burroughs Avenue toward East Capitol Street. This report is brought to you by Fitzgerald Auto. It's a boy, it's a girl, it's a Kia. Fitzgerald Auto Mall welcomes a new brand to the family with Kia of Annapolis. Discover transparency you can trust with your new Kia at fitzmall.com. Rob Stallworth, WTOP Traffic.
After a very chilly start this morning, let's check the 7 News First Alert forecast with Steve Rudin.
As we move through the morning and into the afternoon, we have lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be anywhere from the mid-50s to upper 50s south of D.C. Winds are going to begin to increase for the day tomorrow under mostly cloudy skies. Daytime highs mid-50s to around 60. With the added cloud cover, we're going to see a chance for on-and-off showers. Heaviest the rain will hold off until Friday with temperatures in the 50s, 1 to 2 inches of rain expected by midday Saturday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine, 41 degrees in Herndon, Hyattsville at 43. We're at 40 in Northwest Washington. Brought to you by Long Fence. Save 25% on decks, pavers, and fences. 6 months, no payment, no interest. Conditions apply. Go to longfence.com. Money news on WTOP at 10 and 40 past the hour. Over to Jeff Claybaugh.
Mark, numbers from the markets first. Gains again, just like yesterday morning. We'll see if they hold. The Dow is currently up 115 points. The S&P 500 is up 35, 0.5% gains. The Nasdaq's up 154 points. Make that 235 points. It's a 1.5% gain. German car maker Audi says it is holding vehicles scheduled to be shipped to the U.S. because of tariffs. Audi and Volkswagen dealers have a combined 37,000 vehicles currently on U.S. dealer lots, enough to last dealerships about 2 months. Cadillac is axing another one of its gas-powered vehicles, ending production of the XT6 by the end of this year. Cadillac will keep the smaller gas-powered XT5. The XT6 was its slowest-selling vehicle. The plant that makes it already makes the Lyriq. Jeff Claybaugh, WTOP News.
American Military University is #1 in providing education to military and veterans. They offer rates and grants for the whole family. Visit apu.apus.edu/military.
In the minutes ahead, the tariff war could mean it will cost you much more to buy new clothing. It's 10:13.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah. Posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More. The place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice. All kinds of beers with more reasons for cheers. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on all our beers and wines. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority Police Department is hosting an exclusive recruitment event for entry-level and lateral police officers on Saturday, April 12th. Starting at 8 a.m. at the Criminal Justice Police Academy in Ashburn, Virginia. This event is an opportunity to fast-track your career by completing multiple phases of the hiring process in just one day. Hired police officers can receive a $10,000 signing bonus. Visit MWAA Events for full event details. That's MWAA Events.
The top people in government get a daily briefing.
With all that's happening every day, you might ask, where's my daily briefing?
It's here. WTOP News helps you keep things straight.
Voices you trust, delivering the facts.
WTOP News. Watch, read, listen.
Thanks for joining us on a Wednesday morning. Nice to have you with us. I'm Mark Lewis. The tariff war means the price of clothing may soon be spiking because much of what we wear comes from overseas. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady spoke with some people in the garment industry about what they expect to see.
These are China, these are Turkey, and these are also China.
Lynn Alessi is the co-founder of New York-based Alessi International. Along with her sister, she sells fabrics and garments. With mills across Asia and Europe, Alessi says tariffs could raise costs over 50%, depending on the size of the tax.
I have all my customers putting on the brakes, saying, what are we going to do? Where can we move to?
According to a 2023 estimate, 97% of shoes and clothes sold in the U.S. are imported.
How difficult would it be to move production back to the United States?
I think it's got to take at least 10 years.
To see the economic ripple effect, we headed down the block to Apparel Production Incorporated, a garment manufacturer that buys fabric from Alessi.
How common is a factory like this in the U.S. now?
It's not. I mean, it's really not.
Karen Sadaka co-owns the business her mom opened in 1947. She explains a single garment is very complex and nearly every component could see a price increase.
Does this all come from overseas?
Well, here, the body of the fabric is probably from Europe. I'm sure this is Italian. This is probably Japanese. And the buttons are probably U.S. made or maybe China.
Sadaka says to produce clothing on a large scale in the U.S., like she does, would require a big overhaul.
It's too much, too fast, and you're hurting companies. You just can't turn around on a dime and say, okay, well, we're going to increase you 40, 50%. Where's the infrastructure to make the goods in this country?
And this is very highly skilled, very detailed work. How are you going to get people trained up on that?
This is the struggle that we have. I mean, the average age of, everybody I have here is in their 50s. When they retire, who's filling those machines?
That was CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady with that report. Price increases are not only expected in the apparel industry, but also electronics, cars, appliances, and furniture once current supplies run out. It's 10:18. Traffic and weather on the 8s. Let's get the latest from Rob Stallworth.
Well, the BW Parkway right now taking it on the chin. Two separate work zones, both near NASA Goddard, one northbound and one southbound. They're both blocking the right lane. Then southbound on the BW Parkway inside the Beltway before 410. It was the left lane that's blocked with a crash response on scene. Now leaving the Capitol Beltway toward the Baltimore Beltway, northbound I-95 before I-695, the Baltimore Beltway. The crash in the two right lanes or delays are approaching I-195, the exit for BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport. No problems really on the Beltway in Prince George's County on the inner loop side. The outer loop, though, after 201 Kenilworth Avenue, still with the left lane blocked for the work zone. Westbound 50 coming across the Bay Bridge, the left lane is blocked for the work. Two right lanes will easily get you by there, running without any kind of delay. In Virginia, if you're on the inner loop coming past Route 7 Leesburg Pike, your delays continue toward the toll road where the work is in the right lane. Uncertain if they're setting up on the outer loop as you leave the GW Parkway and the Georgetown Pike, so keep that in mind. Watch for delays on the outer loop in the local and through lanes as you head toward the Wilson Bridge. May have a work zone on the Wilson Bridge in the local lanes. Southbound I-95 coming past Dale City, it's the left lane that's blocked for the work zone. Northbound I-95 is in great shape, leaving Quantico headed toward the Springfield interchange. Brief delays on 395 northbound as you leave the Springfield interchange headed toward Edsel Road. Once you get beyond that, just some slowdowns going across the 14th Street Bridge. In the district, southbound 395 coming past the Case Bridge headed toward the outbound 14th Street Bridge. That's where we have the left side blocked for the work zone as well. Traveling in northwest, Military Road and Missouri Avenue, the crash from earlier should be wrapped up and gone with travel lanes open and available to you so far. Lido Pizza has a square deal for you. A 14-inch cheese Lido Pizza with an Italian salad for only $17.99. Order online at LidoPizza.com. I'm Rob Stallworth, WTOP Traffic.
Now let's check the 7 News First Alert forecast. Meteorologist Steve Rudin is with us after a chilly start this morning.
Yeah, it was really cold this morning. Thank goodness all the cold weather alerts, the freeze warning that we had is expired. It went down at 9 o'clock, and now temperatures are already in the 40s with lots of sunshine. A noticeable difference in how the winds have eased compared to yesterday. Highs today will be in the 50s. Clouds will increase overnight. We do stay dry. 40s early tomorrow morning. Mid-50s to around 60 on your Thursday with a chance for a few showers. Most of the showers should hold off until later in the evening, and they'll become more steady tomorrow night with areas of moderate to heavy rain likely on Friday. Temperatures will be in the 50s. Wet weather continues Friday night into the first part of the day on Saturday and could be looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain by the time the system finally moves on out of here. 40 in Springfield, 44 downtown, and 42 in College Park.
All right, Steve, the forecast brought to you by Sunesta Awnings by Lednor Home. Too much sun or excessive glare on your patio or deck? Take back your outdoor space. Call 888-5-HELMET or visit LednorHome.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty right now, and this is especially true if you're a federal government employee or federal contractor. Hi, I'm Jack Diamond for Roof Masters. You may be hesitant to spend any money right now, and that's understandable. But listen, if you think you may have a problem with your roof, don't postpone making needed repairs. The consequences could be disastrous. Please call Roof Masters at 301-230-ROOF. Roof Masters is aware that many homeowners in our area are connected one way or another to government work. So Roof Masters will provide financing up to 36 months with no interest and no fees if you need it. Call Roof Masters, 301-230-ROOF. Once they've inspected your roof, they'll provide a detailed estimate with several options. Then you decide what works best for you and your budget. Roof Masters, 301-230-ROOF. That's 301-230-ROOF. Or online, roofmasters.com. With Roof Masters, the proof is in the roof.
We all have autocorrect on our computers.
But your drive home can have autocorrect too.
With WTOP traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 8s.
Delays building rapidly on I-95 through Fredericksburg.
And Sean Anderson and Ann Kramer with all the news you missed while at work.
We can't help you if you accidentally hit reply all on that feisty email response.
Oh no. But we can help you get home sooner and safely.
Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WTOP News.
Facts matter.
1023. Getting your debt under control certainly isn't easy. WTOP's Valerie Bonk has details about a recent survey that shows it can take some creativity to do it.
For most people, it's credit card debt. That's the thing that gets out of control in a hurry.
Rod Griffin, Senior Director of Consumer Education and Advocacy for Experian, said that credit card balances are now in excess of $1.2 trillion in the U.S.
It's easy to swipe a card or now just touch a card or even use your phone or your mobile device to tap and make a charge and buy stuff without a plan.
About 36% of adults who took Experian's new survey took an additional job or side hustle to pay off debt. About 26% said they used the snowball method, which includes prioritizing smaller debts first. And when it comes to finding things to cut back on, Griffin said that subscription services might be something to look at. Can you cancel some of those?
It's a good question to ask yourself. Might put some money back in your pocket.
Valerie Bonk, WTOP News.
Well, despite concerns about an economic downturn, shoppers are expected to spend big this year for Easter.
A report from the National Retail Federation finds shoppers will shell out around $23.6 billion this year. That's $1 billion more than last Easter. Some of the extra money will go for decorating eggs. Prices have nearly doubled from 2024 after avian flu wiped out millions of hens. The cost of Walmart's yearly Easter promotional meal kit did go down this year, but it left out eggs. The top destination for holiday shoppers, once again poised to be discount stores. At the top of most lists, food, gifts, and candy. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Sports at 25 and 55 brought to you by Amentum, advancing the future together for the intelligence community.
10:25, Dave Preston is here. Wow, how about those Nationals?
You know, don't look now, but your Washington Nationals have now won 4 straight. That's the third longest such winning streak in the majors. James Wood telling Masson.
I feel like we were in all those games that we were losing, so, I mean, I think we knew we were close, and, I mean, it's just a few plays here and there, just a couple of bats here and there. I just make the other team work a little bit more.
Wood, after 11 games, has a team-high 4 homers with 10 RBI. Nats go for a series sweep of the Los Angeles Dodgers today at 4:05. It feels like L.A., the Dodgers were kind of under the weather the last 2 nights at Nats Park. Orioles face Arizona today at 3:40. NHL Capitals locked up the Metropolitan Division last night due to Carolina's regulation loss. The Hurricanes dropped by the district tomorrow. They had a salty matchup last week down in Raleigh. Golf's Masters begins tomorrow morning with Davis Riley and Patton Kazir comprising the first group at 7:40 in the morning. Defending champ Scotty Scheffler tees off at 10:15 a.m.
Thursday, I start the tournament even par just like everybody else. Last year doesn't have a lot to do with this year. Outside of I can go back on some of the experience that I've had playing well on this golf course and reflect on that. Let's say I got off to a bad start on Thursday, and I can use some stuff that I've done here in the past few years as confidence to kind of turn things around.
Scheffler's in the same group as 2-time PGA Championship winner Justin Thomas, as well as U.S. Amateur champ Jose Luis Ballester. He's the defending U.S. Amateur champ. Dave Preston, WTOP Sports.
More responses internationally to new U.S. tariffs. We'll have that in just a few minutes. It's 10:26.
Dave Dildine here to say when it comes to painting, you got to call the pros. CertaPro Painters. For your home or business, it's a no-brainer. My century-old house got the full works, and the exterior shines now. Inside, CertaPro Painters went the extra mile, offering to level a ceiling and molding even before applying the new paint. The final layer of Robin Egg Blue made it look like new. Don't put it off. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
When you're replacing an appliance, you need a new one fast. And we know what you're thinking. That means big box store. But here's what you should be thinking. Bray beats big. At Bray & Scarf, we offer next-day delivery on hundreds of appliances with online delivery day tracking. And we install when we deliver. The big box stores make you wait for installation on another day. Don't want it delivered? We offer fast, free in-store pickup. The big box stores simply can't compete. For big hassles and headaches, the big box stores have you covered. For appliances made easy, the answer is Bray & Scarf.
It's spring savings going on now at Bray & Scarf. Save big on their best-selling Whirlpool washers and dryers. And save up to $3,000 back on select KitchenAid packages. Shop local, in-store, and online at brayandscarf.com, where it doesn't cost more to get more.
Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision, and all within your budget. Visit one of our 8 showrooms. Sit down with an experienced designer and build the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Call or go online today and schedule a free consultation at CabinetDiscounters.com.
It's Cabinet Discounters, proud to serve you for over 40 years.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
It's 10:28. That means traffic and weather on the 8s with Rob Stallworth.
On the outer loop in Prince George's County after 201 Kenilworth Avenue, still with the left lane blocked for the work zone. Northbound and southbound on the BW Parkway near Nassau Goddard, the right lane blocked each way as a result of the work. For the southbound on the BW Parkway just before 410, we had the left side blocked for the crash. New problems in Montgomery Village, Watkins Mill Road, south of Stedwick Road. Crash reported near Kindly Court, so please keep that in mind if that's a part of your travel area. Westbound 50 coming across the Bay Bridge, the left lane is blocked for the work zone. 2 right lanes will easily get you by there. Traveling on 198 westbound, the ramp to northbound 29, that's where we had the report of some large rock debris in the roadway. Uncertain if that is clear or not. No problems really on the Beltway in Montgomery County. Outer loop slows coming past River Road, headed toward the American Legion Bridge. Inner loop in Virginia, slowdowns now leaving 66, headed toward the Dulles Toll Road where the work is in the right lane. Traveling at this point on 66, you're in good shape, leaving Gainesville, headed in toward Roslyn. In Arlington, it was Spout Run Parkway eastbound after Lorckham Lane. The single lane got you by the down tree as you continued toward the GW Parkway. Northbound 29 and 15 after Vin Hill Road has the right lane blocked for the work. Southbound I-95 after Dale City, that's where the left lane is blocked for the work zone with delays building. Once you get past the Prince William Parkway, if you're southbound on I-95, northbound looks pretty good as you leave Quantico toward the Springfield interchange. And on the outer loop in the local and through lanes, watch for delays headed toward the Wilson Bridge. Uncertain if we have a work zone set up and blocking lanes, so watch out for that. If you're traveling on the outer loop in the local and through lanes headed toward the Wilson Bridge. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on the reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Rob Stallworth, WTOP Traffic.
Steve Rudin with the 7 News First Alert Forecast.
Mostly sunny skies and not as windy for the remainder of the morning and into the afternoon. High temperatures will be in the middle 50s. Clouds will increase overnight, but we do stay dry. Mostly cloudy on your Thursday. It's going to be a breezy day with scattered showers later in the afternoon and evening, 55 to 60 degrees. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin in the First Alert Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine and chilly. It is 40 degrees in the nation's capital.
You're listening to WTOP, Washington's news, traffic, and weather station.
The WTOP producer's desk is wired by IBEW Local 26, where electrical contractors come to grow.
Good morning, I'm Mark Lewis. Mike Chikaitis is our producer. We're following breaking developments this hour. European Union members have voted to approve retaliatory tariffs on $23 billion of U.S. goods. It's coming in response to President Trump's 25% tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. More now from CBS correspondent Vicki Barker.
Slapping duties of 10 to 25% on a range of U.S.-made products, including tobacco, motorcycles, poultry, steel, and aluminum. The levies will be phased in over the next few months, beginning next week, leaving the door open for possible negotiations with the Trump White House.
Meantime, China this morning announcing it would raise tariffs on American goods to 84%. The move comes after President Trump raised the total tariff on imports from China to 104%. The Chinese government has declined to say whether it will negotiate these tariffs with the White House, as other countries reportedly want to do. President Trump maintains the new tariffs will help bring jobs back to the U.S. CBS White House correspondent Weijia Zhang has more.
It is a big bet, with dozens of countries now grappling with reciprocal tariffs. President Trump said potential deals would be, quote, tailor-made and not off the rack. Trump claims more than 70 nations have already been in touch to start negotiations, and that alone, he says, shows the tariffs are working.
Now it's our turn to do the ripping.
With President Trump saying many countries are clamoring for a trade deal, he argued the chaos linked to his tariffs is worth it.
And I really think we're helped a lot by the tariff situation that's going on, which is a good situation, not a bad. It's great. It's going to be legendary. I know what the hell I'm doing.
Trump said leaders from Japan and South Korea are soon flying to the U.S. to negotiate, but China remains defiant. A 104% tariff is in place after Beijing refused to remove a 34% tariff on American goods. A top spokesman warned China will fight to the end. On Capitol Hill,
people are already feeling that pain.
Some Republican senators voiced concerns about tariffs during a hearing with the administration's top trade official.
Whose throat do I get to choke if this proves to be wrong? Well, Senator, you can certainly always talk to me.
The tariffs policy has also led to a fight between two of Trump's top aides. After Elon Musk blasted Peter Navarro's role in crafting the plan, Navarro fired back.
But he's not a car manufacturer, he's a car assembler.
In response, Musk posted on X that Navarro is truly a moron and dumber than a sack of bricks. The White House press secretary tried to laugh it off.
Boys will be boys, and we will let their public sparring continue.
As a war of words goes on, small businesses are bracing for an all-out trade war. Does a 100% made in America appliance exist?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any completely made in America products.
Marty Nohe runs an appliance store in Woodbridge, Virginia. He says every item will be impacted.
Unfortunately, it's the customer that's looking for the less expensive products who's likely to be hit by tariffs, because the products they're looking to buy are the ones that are most likely to be imported.
Customers like Tim Taylor, who's buying a dishwasher and refrigerator ASAP.
We will probably need to replace the units we have sometime in the next 24 months. But, I want to get ahead of it and do it now.
That store manager, Marty, says other customers are rushing to buy, too, leading to a bump in business. But he's concerned that will be short-lived before higher prices and uncertainty halts consumer spending.